when we are operating as leaders, we are presented with multiple situations that challenge us to bring out the best thinking every day. For example, when you are trying to decide what direction a project should take, or which course of action may be best for an organization, or you'll be asked to solve a problem or make a decision, or you got to analyze and interpret a lot of data about a particular situation. All of this require you to think critically and at the same time communicate all of that effectively. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 crucial ways that can help you to master this important aspect of critical thinking. What do I mean by critical thinking? Critical thinking is, if you think about it, it's the process of evaluating and analyzing information in order to reach a logical conclusion. It allows us to analyze and evaluate information and make sound decisions. Right? Critical thinking is an important skill, not only professional skill, it's also life skill, which will help you in every aspect of your leadership. It helps you in decision making, it helps you in problem solving, analyzing and interpreting data. Critical thinking over a period of time is going to help you to develop your intuition. Sometimes you see a lot of leaders make decisions based on intuitions, and those decisions turn out to be accurate decisions, and you wonder how they made that accurate decision with just using intuition or gut feeling. It's because that critical thinking over a period of time allowed them to make that decision. It also helps you to communicate. How it helps in communication? Because your statements are more logical and well developed. It contains well developed reasoning and articulation. That's why when you practice this critical thinking, it is going to help you to master several aspects of leadership. Let's see how we can practice and develop that critical thinking. Number 1 is consider multiple points of view. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is, in order to deeply understand something, in order to deeply understand a situation or a problem, you got to draw information, you got to get information from a variety of sources. Before coming to your conclusions, you got to gather a lot of information from multiple perspectives that can give you a complete assessment, holistic picture, right? You can even draw information from your personal experiences and experiences of others, and also things that you heard, things that you read. Consider multiple sources. This collection of large pool of information, it is going to help you to make informed decision, informed opinion on any subjects. When you're trying to study a subject, if you read multiple books on that subject, or if you talk to multiple people who has different sorts of experience on that, or if you reflect on your own experiences, that's going to give you a holistic point of view. And number 2 is consider opposite points of view. That means you got to, more often than not, you got to counter your own arguments. And that's not to create internal dilemma, but that helps you to test your own logic, and it helps you to find weak points in your reasoning. If there are any weak points, then you need to address, and by just considering the opposite point of view, you can develop that understanding if there are any weak points in your logical argument. And another way that you develop your critical thinking ability is by challenging your assumptions. By challenging your assumptions, a lot of times what we do is we make assumptions unknowingly. Our subconscious mind, it tricks us to make these assumptions because our past experiences would develop some level of understanding, some kind of understanding, which may or may not be right in the current situation, but we kind of assume that. We need to look at closely at the assumptions in order to not to take anything for granted. We got to evaluate the information. Sometimes it changes the conventional wisdom. And number 4 is having a profound discussion. This is one of my favorite ways. In order to improve our thinking, we need to go beyond the small talk and have profound discussions on a chosen subject. We got to share our thought process on a particular topic, and we got to explain the reasoning behind the thinking and invite feedback. At the same time, we need to listen to others with empathy, with compassion and respect, and we got to ask questions and help. And those questions, that when you ask questions, the answers that we received helps us to understand the position of others and where they are coming from. During this process, we need to set aside our preconceived notions for a while. And that profound discussions with like-minded people or with subject matter experts in that specific area of topic what you want to explore, that is going to be immensely helpful in developing your critical thinking abilities. And searching for alternatives, right? Appreciate the complexity of the world, because the world is so complex, and at the same time, that complexity provides us alternatives, right? For anything that you do, there are always alternatives. So we got to be open to the different interpretations of the same evidence. Now, the question that you got to ask yourself is, are you flexible about changing your position when new facts come to light? Or are you going to be rigid? So that rigidity is not going to help. You got to be dynamic, you got to be flexible when new facts come to light, and you got to realize it, and you realize it, and here is the new perspective, and that's what you are going to that is going to help your critical thinking. And this type of analysis will help you to make better decisions. It helps you to develop alternative viewpoints and alternative solutions, and overall your critical thinking and your decision making, your problem solving would be much more effective when you practice these things consistently.